Reaching our 70s and 80s brings a unique sense of reflection. We look back on years of experiences, memories, and countless lessons. But in this stage of life, happiness often takes on a new meaning. It's not just about what we've achieved or the people around us. It's about inner peace, feeling content, and finding joy in the simple moments. Yet, have you ever felt that certain thoughts, regrets, or habits keep pulling you back from fully embracing this happiness? Perhaps at times, there's an underlying stress or a lingering weight from things you wish were different. The truth is, as we age, holding on to certain feelings or expectations can actually steal from our sense of peace. Imagine letting go of things that no longer serve you, the worries, the regrets, and even the small attachments that tend to create more stress than joy. What would life feel like if you could wake up each morning feeling lighter, happier, and more focused on the present? In today's video, we're going to explore 11 specific things that, with time, wisdom teaches us to release. These are parts of life we've carried for years, perhaps without even realizing their effect. From letting go of regrets to releasing perfectionism, these are the elements that can transform how we experience life in our later years. By embracing the freedom of letting go, you're opening yourself to a deeper level of happiness and peace that is truly worth exploring. Let's dive into these 11 things you can let go of for a happier life. Thing 1. Regrets about the past. Regret is something that quietly settles into our minds, especially as we age. It can be the result of missed opportunities, mistakes, or choices we wish we could go back and change. These regrets often play on a loop in our minds, reminding us of what we should have done or could have been. But the reality is, no amount of thinking can change the past, and holding on to regret only creates unnecessary pain. Letting go of regret is one of the most liberating steps you can take. Instead of seeing past decisions as mistakes, consider viewing them as valuable life lessons. Every choice we made, whether good or bad, shaped the person we are today. These experiences gave us wisdom, resilience, and insights that we wouldn't have gained otherwise. Even the regrets that seemed the most painful have something to teach us. One way to release regret is to practice self-forgiveness. Allow yourself to acknowledge those moments, but then gently let them go. Remind yourself that you did the best you could with the knowledge and circumstances you had at the time. By forgiving yourself and seeing the past as a journey rather than a list of errors, you create room for peace in the present. Letting go of regret means giving yourself permission to move forward, to focus on what you can still create, and to embrace the joy of today without the weight of yesterday's mistakes. So, ask yourself, what regrets are you holding on to, and are you ready to let them go? Thing 2. Fear of the future. As we grow older, the future can sometimes feel uncertain or even daunting. Thoughts of health, finances, or the well-being of loved ones can create a constant background worry. This fear can grow to the point where it overshadows our ability to enjoy the present. But the truth is, worrying about what's yet to come only steals joy from today. No amount of fear can alter the future, and holding on to this worry can prevent us from fully appreciating the life we have now. Letting go of fear doesn't mean ignoring potential challenges. It means learning to find peace with the unknown. Practicing mindfulness is one way to focus on the present and manage anxieties about the future. When you find yourself caught up in fearful thoughts, gently bring your attention back to the present moment. Notice the sights, sounds, and sensations around you. Remind yourself that right now you have everything you need. Another helpful approach is to embrace gratitude. When you actively appreciate the good things in your life, you build a buffer against fear. Gratitude shifts your focus from what might go wrong to what is going right in this very moment. Write down a few things you're grateful for each day and notice how it helps ground you in the present. The future will come regardless of how much we worry about it. By letting go of fear, we allow ourselves to approach each new day with an open heart and a sense of curiosity rather than dread. So ask yourself, are you willing to release this fear and trust in the journey ahead? Thing 3, negative self-talk. We are often our own harshest critics. As we age, that inner voice of self-doubt or self-judgment can sometimes grow louder. It might remind us of things we could have done better, or perhaps it dwells on physical changes and limitations that naturally come with age. This kind of negative self-talk can drain our energy, create unnecessary stress, and even affect our overall well-being. Letting go of negative self-talk is one of the most powerful ways to cultivate a happier, more peaceful life. Instead of focusing on perceived flaws or mistakes, try shifting that inner dialogue to one of kindness and appreciation. Think of how much you've accomplished, the obstacles you've overcome, and the wisdom you've gained. These are things to celebrate, not criticize. One way to start this shift is by practicing daily affirmations. Begin each day by speaking kindly to yourself. Simple statements like, "I am proud of who I am," or "I am grateful for the strength I have," can make a big difference in how you feel. Over time, this positivity can replace self-criticism with self-compassion. Another helpful habit is to challenge that critical voice when it appears. If you find yourself thinking, "I'm not as strong as I used to be," counter it with, "I am wise and I am resilient." Transform your inner voice into a source of encouragement rather than judgment. By letting go of negative self-talk, you create a mental environment that supports happiness, peace, and self-acceptance. So consider this. What words do you speak to yourself, and are you ready to make those words more loving and uplifting? Thing 4. Attachment to material possessions. Over the years, we accumulate many possessions, each with its own memories and sense of value. However, holding on to too many material things can actually weigh us down emotionally. Objects that once brought joy or served a purpose may no longer be as meaningful, but we often feel reluctant to let them go. This attachment can create clutter, not just in our physical space, but also in our minds. As we age, simplifying our surroundings can lead to a lighter, more peaceful life. Letting go of material attachments doesn't mean erasing memories or dismissing the past. It's about freeing yourself from the unnecessary to make room for what truly matters. By releasing items that no longer serve a purpose, you create a space that's calm, organized, and refreshing. This process of decluttering can feel like a breath of fresh air, bringing clarity and a sense of freedom. Start by assessing which possessions add value to your life and which ones you've simply held on to out of habit. Consider donating items that others could benefit from, giving meaningful pieces to family members, or finding creative ways to let go of things that no longer serve you. Focus on keeping items that genuinely bring joy or utility. Imagine a home that reflects simplicity and serenity, where each item has a purpose or meaning. By letting go of material attachments, you allow yourself to focus on experiences, connections, and inner peace rather than objects. So, ask yourself, what items could you release to make space for a lighter, more peaceful life? Thing 5. Expecting others to change. Throughout our lives, we sometimes wish that the people around us, whether family, friends, or acquaintances, would act or think in ways that align with our own values or beliefs. We may hope for more understanding, kindness, or even respect. But holding on to these expectations can lead to frustration and disappointment, especially as we realize that change has to come from within each individual. As we get older, one of the most liberating lessons is accepting people for who they are, rather than who we wish them to be. Releasing the expectation that others should change frees you from unnecessary tension in relationships. When we let go of this need, we make room for understanding and compassion. Instead of focusing on how someone could be different, we can appreciate the positive qualities they bring and find peace in accepting the relationship as it is. Acceptance doesn't mean agreeing with everything. It simply means recognizing that we have no control over another person's actions or attitudes. One approach to this is practicing empathy. Try to see the world from the other person's perspective and understand their reasons for behaving as they do. This shift in perspective can help ease frustration and replace it with acceptance. Another way to cultivate acceptance is by setting boundaries that protect your well-being without imposing change on others. Boundaries help you maintain peace without expecting others to adjust their behavior. By letting go of the expectation for others to change, you create harmony in your relationships and inner peace within yourself. Instead of focusing on others, you can channel your energy into personal growth and happiness. So ask yourself, are you ready to accept people as they are and find freedom from unmet expectations? Thing 6. Resentment and grudges. Holding onto resentment or grudges can be like carrying a heavy weight that only we feel. Over the years, we may have experienced hurts or betrayals that left scars, and it's natural to feel anger or disappointment. But holding on to these feelings for too long can affect our emotional well-being and even our physical health. Resentment builds up, creating a layer of negativity that can cloud our ability to fully enjoy life. Letting go of grudges doesn't mean forgetting or excusing the past. It's about freeing yourself from the emotional burden that these unresolved feelings create. Imagine resentment as a chain that binds you to the past, keeping you from moving forward. By choosing to release these emotions, you're allowing yourself to heal and to focus on the positive aspects of life. This process can start by simply acknowledging the pain and then deciding to release it, not for the sake of the other person, but for your own peace of mind. It's a gift of freedom that you give yourself. Practicing forgiveness can be a powerful tool in this journey. Forgiveness isn't about condoning what happened. It's about allowing yourself to move on without the weight of anger or hurt. Reflect on how much lighter your life could feel without these burdens and focus on the present and future, where peace and contentment are within reach. Letting go of grudges opens the door to personal peace and allows you to connect with others from a place of understanding and compassion. So ask yourself, what resentments are you ready to release, and how might that freedom change your life? Thing 7. Need for validation from others. As social beings, we naturally look for approval and validation from those around us. But as we grow older, one of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves is the ability to find satisfaction from within without relying on the opinions of others. Constantly seeking validation can limit us as it places our sense of worth in the hands of others. This need for approval can create unnecessary stress and prevent us from fully embracing who we are. Letting go of the need for validation means shifting focus from external opinions to internal satisfaction. Think about it this way. You've spent decades gathering experiences, learning valuable lessons, and forming your own values. This journey has given you a wealth of wisdom and insight that no one else can fully understand or validate. Trusting yourself and recognizing your intrinsic worth allows you to feel grounded and confident, regardless of what others may think. One way to nurture this self-validation is to practice daily reflection. Take a few moments each day to acknowledge your achievements, big or small, and remind yourself of your strengths. Reflecting on your personal journey helps you appreciate your own growth and resilience. Another powerful tool is gratitude. Focusing on what you're thankful for reinforces a sense of contentment that doesn't depend on external praise. By releasing the need for others' approval, you give yourself the freedom to be authentic and true to your own path. This internal validation creates a solid foundation of happiness and peace, rooted in who you truly are. So ask yourself, what would it feel like to live each day without needing anyone else's approval? Thing 8. Perfectionism. Perfectionism is often viewed as a positive trait, but in reality, it can lead to unnecessary stress and dissatisfaction. Striving for perfection means setting expectations that are often impossible to meet, which can create a cycle of frustration and self-criticism. As we get older, letting go of the need to do everything perfectly can be a huge relief, allowing us to enjoy life more fully and embrace the beauty of imperfection. At this stage of life, we've accumulated wisdom through experiences, both successful and challenging. Perfectionism, however, keeps us from truly appreciating these experiences for what they are. It can make us hyper-focused on flaws or areas where we feel we fell short, rather than celebrating what we have accomplished. By releasing perfectionism, we allow ourselves to focus on progress, growth, and the joy of simply being rather than constantly doing. To let go of perfectionism, start by setting realistic expectations for yourself. Recognize that it's okay to make mistakes and that each misstep is a valuable part of your journey. Practicing self-compassion is also essential. Remind yourself that no one is perfect and that imperfections are what make us human and relatable. Celebrate small achievements without dwelling on the details that weren't just right. Letting go of perfectionism opens the door to a more relaxed and fulfilling life. It allows us to be kinder to ourselves and to appreciate the present moment without the pressure of unattainable standards. So ask yourself, what would life feel like if you embraced progress over perfection? Thing 9. Stubbornness in old habits. As we go through life, we naturally develop routines and habits that make us feel comfortable and secure. However, clinging too tightly to old habits can sometimes hold us back from experiencing new joys and adapting to change. Stubbornness, particularly when it comes to long-standing routines or viewpoints, can limit personal growth and prevent us from exploring fresh perspectives or activities that might enrich our lives. Letting go of rigid habits doesn't mean abandoning all your preferences or routines. It means staying open to new ideas and embracing the flexibility that allows us to grow, even in our later years. Think of it as giving yourself permission to explore, try something different, or approach life with a sense of curiosity. Being open to change keeps the mind agile, helps us connect with others in new ways, and brings fresh energy to our daily experiences. Start by identifying 1 or 2 areas where you might be holding on to habits that no longer serve you. For instance, maybe you've always had a fixed daily routine or a particular way of doing things that feels comfortable but repetitive. Experiment with small changes. Take a new route on your daily walk, try a different type of food, or learn a new hobby. These simple shifts can add variety to life and help you appreciate the world from different angles. Letting go of stubbornness in old habits is about keeping an open mind and allowing yourself to grow continuously. It's an invitation to stay engaged, adaptable, and connected to life's evolving rhythms. So, ask yourself, what habits are you ready to release, and what new experiences could they make room for? Thing 10. Overthinking health worries. As we age, it's natural to become more aware of our health. However, constantly worrying about potential health issues can lead to unnecessary anxiety and even impact our well-being. Overthinking every ache, pain, or possible symptom can cause mental and emotional stress, robbing us of the peace and joy of the present moment. While it's wise to be mindful of our health, letting go of excessive worry allows us to enjoy life without constant fear of what might go wrong. Releasing health worries doesn't mean ignoring real concerns. It means finding a balanced approach. Regular checkups and healthy habits can provide a sense of control and reassurance, allowing you to focus on what you can manage rather than what you can't. If health concerns arise, address them calmly and seek advice from trusted medical professionals, but avoid dwelling on worst-case scenarios. Remember that often, overthinking health matters can amplify minor concerns and make them feel more significant than they are. Practicing relaxation techniques like deep breathing or meditation can also help calm the mind and reduce health-related stress. When you feel anxious about your health, gently remind yourself that worrying won't change the outcome. It will only rob you of the current peace. Living in the present and trusting your body's resilience allows you to embrace each day with a positive outlook. Letting go of excessive health worries is about choosing to live fully in the now, enjoying the life you have without being weighed down by constant what-ifs. So ask yourself, how much more could you enjoy each day if you freed yourself from unnecessary health anxieties? Thing 11. Comparing to younger generations. In a world that often glorifies youth, it can be easy to fall into the habit of comparing ourselves to younger generations. Whether it's in terms of physical strength, energy levels, or the ability to keep up with new trends and technology, these comparisons can create feelings of inadequacy or frustration. But constantly measuring ourselves against a younger standard can prevent us from fully appreciating the wisdom, experience, and unique qualities that come with age. Letting go of comparisons to younger people is about recognizing and celebrating the value that each stage of life brings. Youth has its own beauty, but so does experience. The knowledge, insights, and resilience developed over decades are irreplaceable and offer a depth that younger generations haven't yet had the opportunity to acquire. Embracing this perspective allows us to see aging as a gift rather than a loss. One way to shift this mindset is to focus on what you can do rather than what you can't. Perhaps you have a deeper understanding of relationships, a broader perspective on life's challenges, or the ability to approach situations with calm and patience. These qualities are invaluable and worthy of recognition. Sharing your wisdom with younger generations can also be a fulfilling way to connect, making you a source of guidance and inspiration for others.